Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm the GQ Jedi. If you're not already subscribed to me, blast that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. Now today I thought it'd be fun to take a look at all the bad guys. All the bad guys that served the Empire in the Kenner Star Wars line.
Alright guys, and starting off the line, it's only appropriate to start off with Darth Vader himself, the Dark Lord of the Sith. Awesome figure, a great likeness that Kenner created straight out of the movie, released on cardback in 1978. Vader is an amazing looking action figure. Comes sports a vinyl cape and a telescoping lightsaber. Of course, there was a double telescoping and a single telescoping, which was the one that is most commonly in most collections. Double telescoping lightsaber is really hard to get, but this Vader action figure is amazing. It's a must in any Star Wars collection. He is the main baddie next to the Emperor, of course. Truly a great likeness. I think the detail on him is awesome. I think every kid in the late 70s had a Darth Vader in their collection, and today he is a focus figure in many Star Wars collections. And up next, a true icon of Star Wars is the Stormtrooper. Everyone in the world recognizes the Stormtrooper as a fixture of the Star Wars galaxy. Everyone, I think, loves the Stormtrooper. The design is just beyond smooth. Kenner did a great job with this action figure. Kenner released him on cardback in 1978, and he does come packing his signature E11 Stormtrooper blaster. The detail on him is very, very good, in my opinion. A lot of people have this in their collection. Back in the day, kids, had a couple of these, hopefully, in their Darth Vader collector case. Could pull these out at playtime. People today choose to army build. So yeah, everyone loves the Stormtrooper. A definite must in any collection. And up next we have the Death Squad Commander, which was released on cardback in 1978. This first photo here is what's on the cardback, so it would imply that he is manning the Death Star lasers. But then you can see these guys on the detention block wearing very similar outfits, so take your pick on where you want to choose to stick this action figure in your playtime aboard the Death Star playset. Either way, I don't think you can go wrong. No one's going to fault you. Some people love this figure. Some people don't like this figure. I'm all right with him. He does come with insignia, his ranking bars, shiny gloves. He comes packing a E11 Stormtrooper blaster, which was a fixture on some of these figures in the first original 21. But it's a pretty solid figure all around. You can army build with this guy if you want to as well. I've seen that happen. But you definitely need a few of these floating around the Death Star to make sure that everything is running smoothly for the Empire. I don't think anyone can argue with that. He's a bad guy. And since we are talking about the Imperials, I think it's only fair to include the Death Star droid. Very awesome, looks like a bad guy. I mean, he just doesn't look like a good droid. It's all about the paint apps. He is first featured aboard the Sandcrawler, the Jawa Sandcrawler, but you really get his true look on the Death Star itself when Luke and Han are taking Chewie up to the detention block. This is a great figure, in my opinion. Kenner did a great job. It was released on cardback in 1978. Very shiny, has black paint apps. He is prone to paint rubs, so you got to be careful with this action figure, but he's pretty solid. I think the detail on him is pretty dang good. As far as droids go, I think he stands out among the lot. And I definitely had to include him in this list because he is an Imperial droid. Moving on down into the Empire Strikes Back line of figures, we have the Snowtrooper, possibly one of the coolest figures ever made. A true likeness from what we saw in the Empire Strikes Back on Hoth. He was released on cardback in 1980, and I think Kenner knocked it out of the park. This is a fan favorite by many people, many collectors, including myself. He does come sporting a blaster rifle, the same one that is packaged with Dengar, and he has a vinyl skirt, the first figure and only figure to really have a skirt in the Star Wars line. But truly an amazing figure. This is the next iteration of the Stormtrooper, and I just think he's just so dang cool looking. And seen piloting the infamous AT-AT walker on Hoth is the ATAT Driver. So awesome looking. He was released by Kenner in 1980. He even features has the red emblems that are seen on his helmet. This figure is a great likeness of him. I really love the design overall. He is packing his own blaster, which is funny because you never see him outside of the AT-AT walker, but hey, you know, bad guys need a gun just in case. Why not? Just a really nice design, great colors. I think Kenner kept true to what we saw in the film, and I think that's partially why he is a favorite for Kenner action figure collecting. A lot of people love this figure, and you can never have too many of these guys in your collection. And released on card back in 1981, the ATAT Commander made its way to toy stores. This is a great looking figure in my opinion. It looks just like what we saw in the film. You guys should recognize him. This is General Veers himself. A true likeness. I really dig this figure. I love the armor, I love the goggles, the you know, his rank bars, just everything. He does come with the Bespin blaster, which is kind of odd considering we never see him with a gun, and they chose to give him a Bespin blaster from the, you know, security guards on Bespin, which is kind of goofy. But hey, that was Kenner's shtick back in the day. You know, a lot of figures got the same weapons, even if it truly didn't make a whole lot of sense. But hey, I still love Kenner, like I know you do too. And released on card back in 1980 was the Imperial Commander, also General Veers. That's right, guys. General Veers got two outfits, he got two figures, and you know what? Good on him, rightfully so. This actor did a great job with this character. You may recognize him as Donovan from the Indiana Jones movie. You know, this figure, though, Kenner made a great figure. He is labeled as, or on the card back, showing him as General Veers, but of course he can be anyone. He does come with the E11 blaster, signature Stormtrooper blaster. But like I was saying, he can be anyone. He can be General Veers, or he can be Captain Piet. He can be any Imperial officer you need at playtime. That's the true genius behind this action figure, in my opinion. So I give him a lot of credit for that. And he looks great on any Star Destroyer or Death Star playset. And last up in the Empire Strikes Back Imperial lineup is the Imperial TIE Fighter pilot, which oddly enough didn't get released until 1982, when the original TIE Fighter toy itself was released in 1978, so we had to wait a few years to get our appropriate pilot, but I think the wait was worth it. The likeness of this pilot is spot on. The great helmet detail, the emblems, his chest plate, just everything about this figure is, in my opinion, well done. He does come with a power drill, a Makita power, a blaster. It's a blaster. It looks like a power drill. But the figure itself is pretty smooth. You can never have too many of these in your TIE Fighter squadron. Just a great figure all around. I think he looks very cool, and I'm happy to have him in my collection. And now moving down into the Return of the Jedi Imperial lineup, we have the ATS Driver, which was released in 1984 by Kenner. It's a great figure. The two chaps, the one on the left I do believe is Richard Marquand, the director of Return of the Jedi. I could be mistaken. But this likeness is, what we saw in the film is pretty awesome. I mean, really nice. He does come packing a Endor blaster. And the figure all around, he screams Imperial. I mean, he is an ATST driver. He does have the emblems on his shoulders, which are prone to rubbing off, so you got to be careful with that. But overall, this figure is pretty cool. I have seen some of my friends do focus collect this guy as well. He is a favorite among many people. And released on card back in 1983 is one of my favorite figures in the entire lineup, and that is the Biker Scout. I love this figure. This guy is awesome. The likeness to what we saw in the movie on Endor is basically spot on. This is one of Kenner's crowning achievements in the action figure line, in my opinion. I can never get enough of this figure. I do kind of focus collect this guy. He's so rad. He does come with his own Biker Scout pistol. But the detailing on him is just it's pretty remarkable. I really think Kenner did a bang-up job on this action figure. You can never have too many in your collection. And I mean, I love him. I have quite a few of him, and I can't seem to stop grabbing every one that I find. Sorry, guys. And up next, released on card back in 1985, is the Imperial Gunner. Truly a cool looking figure. I think everyone loves the sight of this guy. We did see him originally in the first Star Wars movie aboard the Death Star. But we do also see him in Return of the Jedi manning some turbo lasers. So, you know, he can pull double duty. You know, take your pick where you want to stick this guy, but he does work for the Empire. He is a gunner. He has his awesome emblems on his shoulders, which again can rub off like the ATST Driver. He does come with a black Endor blaster. Just a cool figure all around. One of my friends focus collects this guy just because he's so cool looking, and I mean, wouldn't you? The only reason why I don't is because he's the last 17 and he's one of the harder ones to get in great shape. So he's that cool. Released on card back in 1983, the beautiful Emperor's Royal Guard. Look at this bad boy. An awesome likeness to what we saw in Return of the Jedi as they descend from the shuttle and periodically poke around on the Death Star 2. This figure is pretty sweet. I love the likeness. The cloth soft goods robe cloak that he sports is phenomenal. Really nice touch. He does come with a Force Pike weapon. Just a great figure. I recommend picking up at least 6 of these if you can, just to round out the Emperor's Royal Guard entourage. Just an awesome figure all around. I really love this guy. Truly a great action figure from Kenner. And also part of the Emperor's Royal entourage is the Purple Pope himself, the Imperial Dignitary, which was released in 1985. He's a great likeness of this figure, but if you blink twice, you are going to miss him in the movie. So in my opinion, he is lucky to get a figure. I actually despise this action figure. I did a video on the top 5 worst action figures, and he was my number 1 worst pick. I will leave a link in the description down below for you guys to check that out. But yeah, this figure, I see the importance of him. Importance, strong word. I get why he was made, but he's just not a figure that I love. He's kind of an eyesore, but the detailing on him is pretty decent. He does have his green eyes, and he wears a goofy doofy hat, and he's the Dignitary. What more can I say? And coming to a close on the Imperial lineup is none other than Sheev Palpatine himself, the Emperor. First released as a mail away, and then later again in 1984 on card back. I really think that Kenner did a good job with him. I do sense a all-around creep factor when looking into his eyes, his face, the hood. He just, he screams the Emperor. He does have his walking stick, which is clearly just for show because he's a baller. He does not need it. He gets around and shoots lightning with the best of them. He is the Dark Lord of the Sith after all. But just a great figure. You need him. You need him. He is the quintessential bad guy. He is running the whole thing. He pulls the strings. He is Darth Vader's boss. So you definitely need him in your collection. And, you know, what can I say? He is the Emperor.
Thanks for tuning in today, guys, and if you enjoyed the video, give that like button a thumbs up because it does help out the channel. And if you've not done so, blast that subscribe button, hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any valuable Star Wars content. And remember, collect or collect not, there is no try.